issue which we'll try and resolve quickly, but we are into the pistol round, so bear with us. So I think you can hear the sound, but we can't, so I'll take that. I'll take that to the bank. So CyberZen doing well on the pistol rounds at the moment, and AZ and Rain look to be shut out of this very early on. So this is, Henry G was saying this is CyberZen's best map. This is G2's best map as well, they would say. So this should be an interesting one, Dan.
Yeah, especially considering that G2 just got rolled and smoked.
You're pleased with that, aren't you?
No.
You're very pleased with that.
Not particularly, but...
You looked at me for approval.
I looked at you because I was looking for inspiration, James, because you should have 3 things, and I only got rolled and smoked. There should be another one. But anyway, you know, they're all the 3s. In speeches. Anyway, so we do have an aggressive push from a force buy of G2 after losing the first round, and CyberZen will actually be able to circumvent this entirely by moving through towards A more or less regionally. And however, it's not going to matter too much with Michael Ellie getting a double tap with that deagle of his. Now, this is really awful because Michael Ellie is not even stopping right now. 3 leads in a row. Oh my god, here we go, Socking and Yuki getting in there to even things up, but it's going to be Rain to get the last 2 kills. And Michael Ellie getting these first 2 frags as quickly as he did really made the difference because it stopped the ability of CyberZen to take some forward positions, and that tends to really slow things down. And if things can be slowed down enough by movements like that, even if you lose the players, at least then you can play with the bomb time as a team. You can start to pressure the CTs by delaying. But Michael Lee making those kills stopped that, and that was never going to be an option for CyberZen. So straight back in this one in true G2 fashion with the force fight. So let's see whether or not CyberZen, off of the back of the bomb plant, can get something done here to switch things all the way back in their favor. Of course, they actually have a decent buy behind the bomb plant. Everyone with Kevlar and helmet, and we're seeing 3 rifles, including 2 AKs, so it's not the end of the road for them just yet. You can see Fox is just strafing for some information. It's going to be quite difficult for GT to hold this without some excellent shots, but there's the first one from Jacob. We'll see the AK make its way over to Suzuki. So still 3 rifles in hand here for CyberZen. They need to get something done though. They're just kind of sitting around and waiting for a push to come in from G2, and G2 are just playing it patiently. And we know what the JChem Fox combo is like. We know how brutal it can be. In comes some grenades, so they want to clear the the positions towards vents, it would appear. But they are being very slow. All these counter grenades from G2. Problematic. Here come the Molotovs, and they're very aware that JChem could be in that position. And looks like JChem's going to find the kill. And camera is not too friendly today. Have to see whether or not CyberZen can actually capitalize after killing Jacob. 3 versus 4, 40 seconds left. It will take them quite a play to to break into a bomb site at this point. They're going for the A option. We've got AZ close to that forklift, and that could very well be what stops the tracks.
Just over 20 seconds left. A bomb being taken down as well. So G2 looks like they're going to be back righting the ship. Indeed, they will. So 4 players surviving for them after a bit of a rough start there, but the seas have calmed for now. The money's been ruined for CyberZen.
Yeah, the problem is that CyberZen didn't even get any damage in. That's a really big issue because, okay, sure, G2 can win that round, and the disaster that CyberZen got lost to a force buy after the first round. That's going to be enough. But it's really compounded by the fact that CyberZen didn't get any damage on the fact that they did have 3 rifles in that round, and everyone had Kevlar and helmet as well. So big loss for them, and G2 are. Oh dear, I like the committed play there from Savage. He's just sitting there, just going for the pops. They didn't get lucky enough to get the headshot though.
So Yuki's just sitting around the squeaky door area while Advent is in this position with the bomb. So there's not really much going on. I don't know what the plan is because the bomb is the last man towards the B bomb site at the moment, but the rest of the team is towards A. So if Advent gets in an engagement, he's probably going to lose the bomb here unless he gets a second dink with that Glock. They're just all standing around at the moment. There's not really much reason for G2 to push considering they've got 5 people versus an eco. So what is the plan here for CyberZen? There's not a whole lot going on.
I mean, there's not much they can really do. No Kevlar grenades, just a few pistols looking for the looking for that lucky 1 Deeg, and that's more or less going to be denied entirely by G2. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if CyberZen with this buy can get something else out of the out of it, because we haven't really seen CyberZen on a proper buy on this map. And again, if it is their self-proclaimed strongest map, you would expect them to have a lot of strategies to pull towards. And we did see in some previous maps that they definitely had some know-how and some good setups. So looking forward to seeing that here. Might just be an A setup here.
Yeah, could be a quick one. Let's see the positioning of the CTs. There's a lot of jumping around in main, which AZ may get a read on. So here we go. He's positioned himself to potentially push through the smoke should a flash come in. So let's stay over. Thank you. He's going to get taken down. Makalele is going to fall as well. So that's the B bomb, the A bomb site completely open at the moment. The rotation's coming in. We've got Reyna towards shore, but he's going to get taken down as well. Jacob's taken down TB, but it's a 2 versus 4, and Jacob is on the wrong end of the site. So this round may be over. Fox pushing towards the UMP, gets flashed as well, so it's not looking very good at the moment. Jacob is rotating in, and there's a flank coming in from Savage as well. Fox running out of bullets, but not getting taken down by Yuki just yet, so it seems they're going to continue to push. Might be hard for Fox to retreat. 2 frags coming in for Jacob and Fox, and that might be all she wrote for the CTs here. Jacob in mid at present. He does have a kit, but he's quite far away, so it looks like he's just going to play 4 on an exit, perhaps 2.
Zocking, man, this guy's just beasting this round. 4 kills, really saving his teammates' bacon, to be honest. And this is insane right now, because talking about saving their bacon, with winning a round like this is like getting the HP source out as well, James. It just makes it that much better. Because CyberZen, they needed to get straight back into this one, and they will be able to pull together another round. The problem is their money's still shaky. But if they're able to win this one, then G2 can't really go for a buy. They could scrap together something awful, and they might do that because they're G2. But this round is a very, very turning point. CyberZen can take a lot of control from this point forward. Let's see how they decide to approach that, because they're going to know about it. Fox is on the AWP. The Fox Jacob combo is brutally strong on the B site. And if CyberZen have done their research, they should realize this as well. And they should think that they should have been able to do so. Zocking in a position there, just up on the crates, right towards the end of the A main area. And looks like potentially CyberZen are going to be setting up for another A play.
I like that nade from Makalele. He was throwing it over towards lockers in case somebody was trying to look over the smoke towards the quad area. Nobody there though, but obviously the idea is the main thing in that respect. So again, CyberZen playing it slow. They've got Savage in the boost position, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to be supporting him for a mid-push anytime soon. Got Jacob in the vent area at the moment. Frags coming in for the CTs towards A, and it's causing a bit of a rotation actually, but CyberZen, will they be able to punish this? Because, wow, B's being completely abandoned by G2. Why? They've got 5 people. They've got 5 people. Why is nobody in the B bomb site? So that means CyberZen are going to get a plant and the opportunity to do some damage to the CT side. You can't favour them to win the round, but G2, 5 men, abandonment of the B bomb site. Not very good.
Yeah, this is going to take a really big play from Advent. He's got so many players oncoming. Bullseye positions. Boom! Advent goes for the spray on the double, but he will not find both players. Pretty good effort, but yeah, just matchmaking things there from G2. Abandoning the B bomb site with 5 players left alive without seeing the bomb is a cardinal sin, and we'll have to see whether or not this is going to be a trend from their play in this match, because it's a big leak. I mean, not only was that a bomb plant, that was 2 extra kills for CyberZen. That's a big amount of or big leak.
They got 3 kills.
Oh, they got 3 kills,
yeah.
3 extra kills. So yeah, huge leak there in value.
I can only imagine someone said it's A. So, when someone says it's A and it's like, it's not A, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how much that tilts me? Do you know how much that tilts me? Anyway, so they've done some good damage to the economy of the G2 side, which we'll look at when we get a good opportunity. So we've had one team manage to get across Fox's crosshair with that flashbang. Not sure if he realizes that Zocking is in position. Problem is, Fox is a very fast AWPer indeed, very difficult to deal with. He mainly get down. Down goes Zocking, who was the player who crossed in the first place. Pop flash coming in from Jacob, and he's going to come in for the frag. Fox spots another player, and the Fox Jacob pairing is again causing serious damage to the CyberZen team. Only Yuki remains, the bomb goes down as well. So this time we can have the G2 team rotate. The green light has been raised.
Yeah, and this is a really big problem when you got this spot where basically they're trying to commit some players into taking positioning towards the vent room and the crate where Jacob and Fox usually reside. But you have to be able to invest into doing that. Against the likes of Fox and Jacob, you can't just kind of half commit by just trying to peek, because you know Fox is on an orb. This peeking is potential death. So you need to, if someone dies, you need to be in a situation where your nades are thrown, or you're moving forwards to get positioning and ready to tackle JCam in his setup. You have to be able to willing to be able to do that. And CyberZen were a little bit half-hearted in that attempt there, and they got wrecked completely by in doing so. Now they're on a full Glock eco almost, just one PT50. That's it. I mean, it'd be hard to see anything happen here for CyberZen.
Yeah, and again they have. What is the play with the bomb? They need to just move quickly, I think. They don't have lots to play with. And they're trying to move over towards the A site. It's not really working out for them at the moment. Savage left with all of 1 HP. And surely he is soon to be but he'll get taken down by the pistol of Rain, and we will quickly move on to from a nothing round to a something round. And some of these rounds, CyberZen have not really been getting the damage that they should have been getting. If you imagine that they don't get the 3 kills in that round where G2 made a massive error, then the money on G2 would be ridiculous right now. It is still really strong, but it's not. They're one clean round away from ridiculous money. So CyberZen need to get at least the damage in to have a chance to force some ecos out later from G2, and that's their way back into this one. And they're going for a pick-based play again, and you got to be careful when you're dealing with Fox. Due to the reasons mentioned previously, and you can't be too half-hearted with it. You need some really good nade play, and you've got to be ready for Jacob going counter grenades to aggressively push you back again. That's the name of the game for G2. They're so good at that, and we've got great positioning up on the crates at the end of A main, and that's going to be the first frag. Michael going for an information play. He found some information, but at the cost of his life, which is a little bit too much to justify such an aggressive move here. So great start here for G2, and the rotation has been caused as a response. Middle is very open now because of that kill, and a lot of teams would attack middle now, but CyberZen, it looks like they want to go towards A, and they've actually got Savage moving up mid, but the split's on. Jacob somehow has not seen Savage in mid, who takes him down. AZ falls as well. 4 versus 2. Rain, the last man standing on the A site. He's been eliminated. Fox takes down Savage. Fox looking to do some work here. Put himself a 1 versus 2 situation. And he should be heard by the short player. And indeed, Yuki has realized what's going on and is taking down Fox. Indeed, he will. G2 will have the money to go for the buy once again, however. So just when they were on the cusp of greatness, financial greatness,
yeah,
they are now going in the opposite direction, heading towards that red line. 5-6 rounds remain here, so CyberZen have an opportunity to break.
Right, so CyberZen up on Savage. It was actually pretty nice to get around in the end, but they found the pick towards A, where Michael was a little bit too aggressive. Now in this round, is it possible here for them to force out a pick? Because Michael is now playing more defensively early on at least. Michael will realize that potential aggression could be a little bit too much, because if a team is struggling to pick you, then a way to give them a chance to get those frags is by to push aggressively for info. And you don't necessarily have to. That's kind of the situation from last round. So we'd like to see a bit more passive play from G2, just to see if CyberZen make a desperate play just because they can't get that pick. Some teams, they have that issue. So they go to a bit of desperation when they can't get the pick, but G2, they do seem to be playing quite defensively right now. Very reactive. I like this from G2.
Well, now there's going to be a nasty surprise. G2 have 2 players on short, actually, who are coming in for a fast rotation towards the A bomb site as those nades start to come out from the T side. But other T is going to commit. It seems they are. They've got a player on the site. Savage missing the shot in upper. He spotted the player, though, and AZ's going to go for the repick. Missing another shot. He can't afford to do that right now. Zoki to be spotted, taken down by Rain. And this push is failing from CyberZen now. We had a player looking for a flank, but that's not going to work out. Taken down by Jacob will be TB, leaving Savage on his own. Somehow the last man standing after missing 2 important orb shots there. So CyberZen had the A push planned, with a flank from mid, but missing those AWP shots perhaps made all the difference. And again, they have a chance to bring G2 towards the break, and they failed to take it over the line.
So one thing we've seen so far from CyberZen is not the. It's not to say if there's a lack of willingness to go towards middle, to do a middle take, and then to branch the round out from there. But we haven't really seen it. They've had opportunities to do it. Again, if you get a pick, usually the middle defense, is really left weak for the CTs. They have to sacrifice, a strong setup there to have reinforce the bomb sites. And it's a good opportunity for the T's to capitalize in some almost free map control. But they haven't even those spots gone for that. So I'm wondering if they even have mid takes. Because that's a good way to open up a round as a T side. See if this fast push can get something done. Because they're actually getting a couple of kills on the enemy here. They might get the bomb planted, although it's very far away from the push. That is going to be tough now for them.
Yeah, they're doing weird things with the bomb on their ecos. And you saw Yuki started to shoot Rain, and it's a good thing he decided to make his way to the bomb site. But now he has to cross the CT position, and he still hasn't made it to the site. He's got Macquarie holding things down there. CyberZen will end up finishing off the rest of the players with that AWP, so that could have been quite tricky for them. And again, that's I think the third time they've been in a less than ideal situation, and bomb's been in the wrong place, basically.
Yeah, and another thing there as well that you got to think about is the fact that it was due to the very, very fast timing of CyberZen. They caught a G2 that's a little bit complacent on their B defenses because CyberZen haven't been going B very much, and we know that Fox loves to get aggressive there. And if Fox goes down quickly and Jacob's got no one to play with, and he's out of position in that one one moment, then he's up for grabs as well. And that's exactly what happened there. So. I don't know if G2 will make that mistake again, but they've already got 7 rounds on the board, but they're finally on the eco. So CyberZen go back in now, and in comes the set play on 2-8.
But they've only seen one player that this moment will be the giveaway for the CT side, or what remains of them, which is only Rain, and, well, it's only Rain now. He's been taken down. And that is a clean round for the CyberZen team, who finally broke G2 and now can play the catch-up game. G2 going for the force buy, as we saw so many times on Inferno. Let's see what they can do with these smoke grenades. Fox going AWP, no armor. It's got a very good spawn to go for the B angle. He's got a good spawn. I thought he was in front of one of the other players. So not as good as he may have hoped for, but still got a good angle. Slightly changing things up every round is Fox with the angle he's holding there. To try to try and make it harder for the T's to attempt to pre-fire. Let's have a look at the setup over to the A bomb site. Again, it's the pretty much standard one that we've seen in previous rounds from the G2 side. And looking at the CyberZen men, they seem headed towards the A site once again. Very important they have Zoking in A, so in case there's a push, response from the CTs, they are ready with some aggression. So down goes the first player, and they can rotate around that box and try and get more havoc in that site as well. AZ trying to play around the smoke, but it's too late. He's got 2 men down, the bomb's being planted as well, and he's pushing with a mere 5-7. Can he find the right angle?
It's AZ after all, but there's 5 left alive for CyberZen, and they are going to make quick work of this one. There's a nice, clean A execute coming in from them, and it's very important that Zocking was able to make the initial entry towards the that was well done, well played by CyberZen, and I was a little bit curious how effective that push is going to be, because I was even maybe expecting them to just go for the fake. And it's funny because you don't often see teams go for the A set play but fake it immediately. Because usually when a team sees that the first time, they really do assume that it's going to be an A play. And so you can kind of catch them off guard a little bit. But CyberZen, they've shown that they have the potential to win rounds like that. G2 might be a little bit scared now, so now a fake can also be good. Or they can just keep going there. I think though they should definitely try to avoid Fox and Jacob because they were struggling against that combo earlier.
Yeah, G2 should be scared because CyberZen are racking up the rounds, and look at this. We've got G2 on the eco once again. AZ, can he get the second frag here? Going for the reload, and that's going to be so lucky for Advent. He was in a very sticky situation indeed. Savage holding the angle, but the minute he looks away, Jacob starts to move forward. You can stand on the road sign in T-spawn, actually, and look at B from there, especially on the eco rounds, which is quite fun. Savage with the pistol will be enough for the second last round of the first half. I'll just show you. If you can jump on the front of this sign, you can't jump on the back, but you can jump on the front and basically sit up here and look hold at this angle, which definitely catches CTs by surprise if your plan is the A bomb site. So, last round of the first half here, we've got G2 back on the buy, Fox back on the AWP, no Kevlar.
Give it 2 orbs out of CyberZen. I'm a little bit shocked by this because what they had going was working, and it was fast dynamic attacks. As we go into the A area, that's really been good. The pick-based play hasn't actually been working out for them too well, and I don't want to see a challenge against Fox on B. I don't want to see that really, but TV's already been taken down to 4 HP, so he's been legged, I think, or something to that nature. Yeah, so he must have been legged here by Fox. He must have gone for the challenge and got legged. So this is scary stuff here. TV going for this challenge. He's very brave to do so. Look, there's Fox on that pixel angle. Oh, that should be the GG day, and indeed, that is the end of TB. So 4 versus 5 now for the CyberZen team. They're going to have to make it happen on A.
Indeed, an A is only being held by Makelele at the moment, but he'll hear those nades and see those nades and start to make the call to his teammates. Jacob's being taken down towards the G2, make the rotation a little bit harder, but the CTs have players on the site now. We might see some trades, but they're running out of numbers. They've got a man disadvantage at the moment. Makelele is alone on the site. Down goes the bomb. He's got that smoke, which will work to his advantage now, getting a 2K, leaving Savage alone to take down Fox. Fox knows Makelele is fight somewhere. The Tech9 coming out, but Makelele will finish off the last round of the first half for Kinguin, who will move into the second half with a sliver of an advantage. The thing I think is going for G2 now is that CyberZen, it seems that the T sides are their stronger sides on the maps we've seen so far. So while they got a lot of rounds on the T side, will they be able to hold on what I'm told is their best map?
Yeah, this has got really interesting now because 7 rounds is pretty legit. G2 won't really be happy with 8, I think. And in some spots, it seems kind of lucky almost for them to end up with that, because CyberZen had to do a lot of fact finding against G2. Okay, how do we, what's dangerous? Because I think they did start to realize that the B rounds were not working against the setup of JKM and Fox with the full buy. I mean, we only saw them win 1 round there, and they went there 3 times, I think, with a few players. And one was with the the fast eco. So moving into the pistol here, this is going to be absolutely crucial for CyberZen that they start off with a good economy. So as you say, the T side's a bit stronger, it would seem. So how are they going to go for this? B play, fast B play coming from them. Pretty standard 2-1-2 setup from CyberZen. G2 with a lot of speed could cause some serious issues here. Fox will take down Zaki straight away from the great position in inventory, and it looks like G2 should have an easy go of this.
Indeed, it seemed CyberZen was trying to position themselves on the B-bomb side to go for the reclaim, but unfortunately for them, they got wrecked. So what is the play from the final 3 plays there? Pot shots through the smoke, and it seems that this round will go the way of G2. Advent with only 5 HP, and many headshots are required by these 2 CTs. They're not getting anything just yet, and he seems to be backing off, but he's got nothing to save, literally nothing to save, just a P2000 and nothing else. No Kevlar, no defuse kit, no more HP. The pistol round goes to G2.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what CyberZen's reaction is, because on Inferno, in this spot, they decided to save their money, and it looks like we'll have a similar spot here. They're actually getting they're investing a little bit, but no Kevlars, just got pistols and nades, which is quite interesting because you don't normally see this sort of play. Yeah, I think so. So actually, no, just 1 AH, 2 still remaining. Now, CyberZen, I do like that they're saving their money with their buyout, especially against a team like G2. Playing a force buy, you're trying to say that we think that we can outskill you, but it's quite clear that G2 they do have better individual skill on their players. So I think that's definitely a no-go. They need to make it happen on the buy.
So let's see if they can get any damage in versus the G2 side. To get a good anti-eco. We've seen some bad anti-ecos from G2 on the so far so good. Fox not overcommitting here, just waiting for the CTs to serve themselves up. Fox managing to as well. That's going to be very important for him. So G2 survived the test. Not a single player lost their team. A 3-round lead now. And it's going to be another eco here from CyberZen before we see the buy and see if they can play catch-up at what should be a 4-round deficit.
Yeah, this is definitely quite an awful situation. G2, if they're hopefully they're not too tilted or anything like that in some respects, because it has been a little bit of a struggle here and there. think this is going to be a great map for them to just go a little bit ham, take some really crazy aggressive moves that might not even make sense, but use the skill as they barrel into the B bomb site. And I like this anti-eco from G2 sticking together, hitting the B site really quickly. Don't give CyberZen any time to rotate or pick up any weapons. And you stuck together, and they've got it done. So 11-7, only one player lost. Now is the true test. How will CyberZen handle their first buy round?
AWP coming out straight away for Savage, but look how bad his spawn is. I'm not sure where he's headed, but if for example, he's looking to play the same position as Fox over towards B, holding the angle, he's not going to get there in time. So still remains to be seen exactly where he is going. Indeed, he is going towards B again. His angle was super bad, but he seems to have made it past and searching towards a lane with 3 people in that direction. There is now a smoke there, as you can see. Let's have a look at the B play actually. So it's Savage with a bit of a smoke gimmick, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean,
in the back.
It'd be quite interesting to see if they mirrored the defense, having Savage just always on B with Zocking, but Zocking and Savage seem to be two of the stronger fraggers on the teams, and the A push is coming, so it's a scary realization. CyberZen, I don't know, it's one frag, but the trade comes in, and that's not something CyberZen can afford to have happen at this point. Zocking very aware that the flank is coming in. He gets a spray down for the headshot onto Rain, and now he has an opportunity. 1 versus 2, the bomb is being planted now, so potentially he has a chance. There is time, but he needs to find that first fast kill. J-Chem's weak. He is towards the quad position at the back of the bomb site with Fox lurking in. But the pre-firing here from Zocking definitely going to give his position away as he looks to see if he can find one of these 2 players. I like that he's taking his time here, and now he's actually thinking about backing away. And this shows a lot of respect for his opponents, and he's getting the AWP as well. Okay, so getting the AWP save, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
it's interesting. I mean, he has a flashbang, so if he thinks of the crossfire position, he could have thrown it into main to try and go for it, but then he still has to try and dance kit on the defuse, so again it is good decision making indeed. I was going to say, G2 just going for brute force in that round, basically just trying to out-skill, out-aim on an individual basis.
So one quick point actually, which is interesting, is that from an economic perspective, you can see G2's economy is quite good. They did actually lose 4 players because we saw a defensive play in the AWP save, and in saving the AWP, you're saying I'm definitely losing this round where I've got like 10% or less chance to win, but in the next round with that AWP, I get a lot of opportunities to maybe get some extra frags, which we otherwise would not have because we would be stuck on pistol or like just USPs. So that's actually a huge deal because it's very realistic for Savage to get 2 kills here out of the AWP. So I actually feel like as far as like an plus EV play, I actually really like that from an economic standpoint from CyberZen, that save there. On top of the point that you're kind of saying that the AWP, holding onto the AWP, it has some like implied frags to it potentially. I have to see what Savage can do with it.
He's got a great spawn to go for the B angle as well and just hold it. Whereas last time he had an even worse spawn than where Zocking is standing at the moment. So he couldn't trust that people hadn't passed the angle already. So we will ride with Savage and see what he can do, if anything, versus the 5 AKs of G2. G2 knowing that CyberZen should be on the eco with 1 gun saved.
I hope he goes deep, actually, like Fox does on B storage. Okay, James.
Never mind. And he's been immediately smoked off as well.
Oh,
I like it.
Yeah.
Is he going to be high enough?
Oh, yes.
So let's have some information. Oh, can he get a second one?
Oh,
Easy,
yes.
just standing there far too long with a grenade in his hand. And they've taken down 3 players. I don't know, after his teammate was taken up there, probably has no idea where he's shot from. I'm not sure why he was there for so long. I think we'll just stay with Savage for this round, and he's going to just annihilate 3 of the 5 players. What a round for CyberZen. Absolutely absurd.
That was amazing. They didn't even know what hit them. They had no idea where the shots were coming from. It seemed like they were just sitting ducks, and great connections, because that's the spot where you know that you have that one opportunity to get those frags to maybe win the round. All the pressure was on Savage there. He delivered. What a sick play with that boost, and that's not something you really see. And you can see that they planned that as well. They had the boost ready.
I think AZ thought that he was by sandbags, hence the Molotov. He didn't realise that he was going to shot behind the smoke. That makes sense. Otherwise, why is he standing there with a blade in his hand?
Very true.
So, great play by CyberZen. Great reactive play to the coming in. And again, G2 looking for the brute force push here.
They're winning that round. Now CyberZen just need one round win to actually force an eco, but they completely give up the bomb site. They're going to go for a 5-man retake. First frag going to where TV Trade comes in. We've got players all over the shop here for CyberZen trying to breach all areas that lead into the bomb site. Can't remain now. Savage going in close with the AWP, getting it done. But we've got to trade back onto Advent. Back, man for man for man. Savage making the difference again with the AWP. This guy is absolutely massive for his team. Now it's JK by the crate. Traded by Savage, of course. Who else? 4 frags from Savage in this one. And again, he's going to save his team from the pits of despair. And he's going to be in a situation where G2, now they can force buy, but it'd be awful. They should save in this position.
It's quite fitting that Savage and Zoking were the last 2 survivors of the team. Both pretty much on 20 frags, double the rest at the very least. They are bringing it home for CyberZen, it seems, but they still have a 3-round deficit, and now it's their turn to try and build some rounds and catch up to the G2 side. They still have a bit of... But again, G2, like all we've seen from them really on their T side when it's buy versus buy is brute force, just bum rush the side. CyberZen, the team playing the coordination and so on, managing to come back. Bit of damage done here by G2, however. Rain, we know what he's capable of on his own. That flashbang, though, is not going to help, and he will get taken down. But again, good damage done to the CT side, bearing in mind it was an eco from the T's. That may pay off for them later on, but for now, they need to try and extend their lead once again.
Savage living up to his namesake. Absolutely so. G2 back on the buy, and what are they going to think in this kind of situation? How are they going to decide to deal with this Savage guy, because he's been the guy that's been wrecking them so far with that AWP. He's been really on point. We've got some sick momentum for CyberZen. They haven't really challenged B all that much, have GT, but looks like they still want to go for an execute. The smokes are going over the top. They could just go in middle with it.
He is using smoke gimmicks over towards the B bomb site. He's lining it up on the wall. See if it pays off in these closing rounds. That might make the difference. In the meantime, there's more aggression coming in from G2, although they're heading towards the... Oh, Ray's getting a sneaky kill there, but he's going to get taken down through the smoke by Yuki. But is this going to do the job for the G2 side? Because the push is coming in towards the B bomb site. Bomb is being taken down. Yuki has been eliminated. Fox Trade Savage, and now it's advantage G2. Although the bomb still needs to be collected. It's in the middle of the B area. It's being picked up now, but there's a man advantage coming in for the CTs. Zoking pushing through the smoke, but he's going to get taken down, leaving it as a 2 versus 2 bomb now planted. Yeah,
now this is going to be pretty predictable. So they know a guy's going to be on the site, and Fox can be in one of 2 places here, the vent room or the B storage area. You can see that Advent's looking for that. This is Fox gets the 101, he takes down the frag now. It's going to be against Yuki against Michael earlier as he moves in with the M4, finding just the arm, the elbow poking around the corner, and that's going to be the round now for CyberZen. They are hanging on. You've got to admire the spirit of these guys. I mean, we saw Savage there missing maybe the first shot for quite a while, but his teammates still able to just about to pick it up. Bomb plant will mean a decent buy from G2, so the pressure's not off for CyberZen. Can they do this? Because I didn't think that it was going to be possible after seeing even the first few rounds of the first half.
They seem to be prevailing over G2 at the moment. Brute force versus coordination. Coordination seems to be winning at present. G2 maybe need to approach with some executes. As you can see they're just trying to be like, all right, each of us is better than every guy on this team. Let's just beast them. But we're not playing pugs anymore. So they're going to need to perhaps bring something more sophisticated to the table if they are to retain the lead again. It is 1 map up at the moment. Yuki winning the duel with Jacob in the squeaky area. Taken down, though, by AZ.
Indeed. It's going to be an interesting situation now. I mean, usually G2 don't have the 4 versus 4. Usually it's the 4 versus 5 that's been happening lately. Now they're going to force their way into the A site. It's looking like a possibility. Michael is already set up. They've got a potential in Fox to kind of lurk into middle. CyberZen has shown good cognizance against such plays so far, though, as we'll see the rotation already being spotted this, but AZ with the first entry, that's very swift, and that could be the kind of quickness that's required to get some good holds in here. But there it is. It's going to be CyberZen's TB and it's back to the bomb site. Gets 2 quick kills. That's going to slow down the push. The bomb can't yet be planted safely. Rain is trying to wrap his way around and finally find the kill onto TB at the quad. But Savage, he's at 1 versus 2. He's got an opportunity. Nice flick onto Fox now. It's going to be down to Rain in a 1 versus 1. One of the smartest clutch players in the game against Savage of CyberZen. Switches up for the AK. Spots Rain. Goes for the spray, but can't quite find it in time. It's going to be Rain making the damage, making the frag, and making the round for G2. 13-11. And the money for CyberZen is questionable.
So we're seeing a pause coming in, and indeed that is tricky money. And I think they might have to allow G2... If they force buy and lose, I think they're screwed. So I think they have to go for the conservative play and eco, hoping to make something of themselves in the next round. Although Savage can pick up an AWP, and TB can buy. Yuki can buy as well, but they'd be limited on nades, which means that they would need to get aggressive. That said, G2 have been bringing the aggression for them anyway. I think they can get some. They've been CyberZen have been really good actually with the pop flashes and the counter flashes, trying to ruin the timing of G2. So a buy is actually possible here.
I actually feel like they should do it. Just get the AWP on Savage, because they've shown that as long as they
Here
get
we
the AWP on
go.
Savage, they can actually make stuff happen. Now, will we see aggressive play? Previously we got the boost in mid in this kind of a spot. Of course, this is a better buy, but we could see aggression anywhere from him.
Do you think? I was wondering if they should throw the rifle over to Zoking. Actually, Zoking had $1,700, but TB's got 13 kills at the moment, and Zoking's on 19. Of course, on the CT side, it is position dependent as well. But let's see how this is going to go. It seems that they were setting up for that smoke trick once again, but in fact they're just going to let Savage hold the angle, which may take Fox by surprise. Indeed it will. The kill through the wall will be enough. So now G2 will have the information that CyberZen have at least gone for an AWP, but have they gone all the way? We've seen some notorious round from Pasha and Virtus Pro where they only bought an AWP on the T side and managed to win. So there may be a question mark as to just how much CyberZen has bought.
We have a push as well. CyberZen, they had another peek into B storage with the smoke, also very smart smoke they threw, and now they know it's clear. They've left a guy in forward position in B storage, which is of course going to be Zoking, and he's actually picked up an AWP. Fox's AWP, and now the push is over towards A, and they're trying to preemptively try to get the flashes in there, get the play into that position, but it's not working out for them. G2 with the entry now. Tackle coming in, but it's TB to win the day. He's down on the ground as Rain is trying to even the numbers, and everyone is falling here thanks to Rain, but Yuki with a double on the P90 is going to change everything. Bomb needs to go down. And we've got Zoking in the back with that AWP, but it doesn't matter. It's the P90 to finish it all off, and they are going to make it happen. G2 have absolutely no cash on the board. Boy. They've been reset.
They have got to be tilting right now.
This is so hard to deal with. Okay, so
P90, Dan, P90.
If they go for double eco, then CyberZen are on 14. If they eco once, then they probably can't. I don't think they can get an AWP onto anybody. So they have to go for a fast play. This is really tough for GT right now. This is so hard to make these kills.
So they've got Glocks, a few Deagles, and a Tech 9. How do G2 make anything of this round? AZ has been dispatched of.
This is so impossibly difficult.
But look at the play here. TB's just like, all right, they're on eco. I'm just going to give them mid. Like, they can have mid. I'm not going to get killed in isolation. I'm not going to allow them to get close to my gun, etc., etc. So good reactive play by CyberZen. Look at those nades coming in towards that short area as well, in case they were trying to punish that. It seems the rotation is coming in towards the B bomb site, and Savage is only able to look, so he's going to need support. Coming in with a frag through the wall onto TB. The bomb gets planted as well, so now things get interesting. Fox has picked up an M4, but he has no armor. Savage will just continue to hold an angle for now. Molotov's coming in through the back, and this time it's Makaleli to get taken down through the vent. Rain trying to flank, but his teammate definitely sees him now. Fox again has no armor. Can he get any kills there? Rain running distraction, and they've got themselves 2 frags. They could still be in this. He doesn't see Savage. Fought by 3 surely. 1 versus 1 now. Rain just dancing around with the Deagle. Can't get the final frag. Does he have time? He has got a kit. And I think he should be good.
We can't hear anything.
Indeed. There is no game sound on our desk at the moment. But Savage manages to hold on for his team. Great play by Rain and Fox to get it down to that point, actually. Rain coming in for distraction. He was so out of position, but just firing his gun allowed Fox to get a kill. Rain got to kill himself. So close, but no cigars. 13 to 13.
I wonder if Fox must be playing on like 4x3 because we saw on our monitors.
I'm pretty sure he plays on 4x3.
Yeah, then that's why he didn't see. He just didn't see.
He plays very close to the monitor as well, like right in his face.
So yeah.
All the smoke's coming in from the mid area, but Soaking is in position. Oh, he's got the flames as well. McLean is running around blind and naked. He's taking down 2 more players in mid for the G2 side, and they will trade. TB doesn't have much information. There was a bit of a gap towards the left, but his position was vulnerable with the numbers game in consideration.
I think Soaking got really greedy there, but it doesn't matter because his teammates are cleaning house. 2 quick frags there, and TB just catches the players. They were still in the middle whilst the smokes were down, or going down. So that means that their play was too slow. And CyberZen are in now with the Iron Fist, punching loads of holes straight into G2. And this it appeared to be a shoddy B attack in the end. So that was fantastically done. Again, too slow from G2, and they have no money,
Look
James.
at their money.
CyberZen, if you guys just joined us, they won the first map. They won Inferno against G2.
CyberZen are 9%. If they win this, one can only imagine the torrents of abuse that will be flying over Twitter. But please, restrain yourselves. Restrain yourselves. So the force buys come in for G2. It is all or not much in this round. They will be on a 4-round loss buy if they lose this round. Again, look at the counter flash. Look at the rage coming in now. It's meaty. Oh my god, it's like a steak sandwich.
All the nades coming in. But look at the health on G2. They're getting tagged down a lot before they can even make it.
They can't even make it in. They're blind. They can't even make it through the hole.
Well, they're getting the frags anyway. They're finding themselves a way back into this one, and we've got Soaking Savage. Really didn't expect such a fast push from Squeaky, but there he is. Takes down Fox. His presence is now known. The nades have all been used up by CyberZen. The bomb has been planted now. So the bomb has been set on the CT, but there's the flashes. Savage getting close now with the orb, and they are just trying every single corner at once. But in comes the Tech-9s. I have no idea how G2 held that in the end.
Ooh, we've got money problems, Dan. This is getting juicy now. Oh, dearie me.
Oh, they can't. The thing is, in this, what do they?
This is very awkward.
It is.
G2, I don't know how they did it, but they've saved themselves for the time being, and now they've flipped the scripts with that force buy and put CyberZen on a position where they're basically playing for overtime now.
Yeah, guilty buy for overtime. And the only times we've seen them win rounds like this, they've had an AWP in the hands of Savage. They don't have that this time, so it's hard to see, which way they're going to get it done. It's going to have to come down to a shoddy anti-eco play from G2. The fast B round we saw from them previously, that kind of stuff can be good in spots like this. Or just some kind of execute, anything really. And first frag going the way of Yuki.
There were 2 people in main. There were 2 people in main. There was one by the lockers and there was one behind the box, and he's managed to kill one and escape. And he's got a pop flash for his teammate as well. What is going on here?
AZ takes him down though. But that was really cool. That was a great play. Imagine if he gets that frag. But in comes the push. They slowed down the G2 team so much that all the CyberZen players are now behind them as well. But it looks like G2 are okay so far.
They have to be brave. CyberZen, if they want to do this, they're in position, but they need to push. There is a player watching the flank, that is Brain. But G2, oh dearie me, I'm scared for them right now. Although they're starting to thin the numbers very well, and indeed they don't have to look at their behind anymore because both players are on the site. That's common position by G2. It's not going to yield any frags, and G2 take it to map point. So close with CyberZen to a 2-0 over G2. Can they keep their nerve here?
Yeah, and I like the position from Yuki there. It's like a position that you point out quite a lot. It's quite savage with the 5-7 or CZ because you're like really, really close. But we saw from G2 they jump with the first player. If you jump with the first player, it's very difficult to just wreck everybody with a 5-7 there. So it's very smart. It's the little things. It's little things to make the victory happen.
Ooh, are we going to just see a straight peek with the AWP for Savage mixing things up here? He's getting wallbanged. He's being brave, but he's not looking over the box, and AZ got there fast enough, and that is a massive frag for G2.
Yeah, we just lost a power player now for CyberZen. Now, I mean, he's a bit of a power player himself with that P90, but it's going to be hard to imagine that he gets too much out of it. But you never know. P90 is godlike. But G2 can see the movement now. again, this is a spot where, you know, a lot of teams will say, okay, we've thinned out the defense, we've forced the rotation from the CTs, they've got to reinforce the bomb sites. They can't easily defend middle. Let's take middle away. And a B split is a very, very good opportunity to have happen after that. But so G2 are mostly taking everybody just straight through B storage, leaving a lurker towards Squeaky to slow down the rotation towards B. And in comes the attack from G2. So this is well set up by them.
Floating is on the site by himself. He has a teammate, TB, in lower, but he's not going to be able to save his teammate's life. So it's a man advantage for G2, and they've got a flank coming in with AZ as well, who's taken down Advent. And the other one, indeed, Yuki is finished off as well. So it's TB 1 versus 4 to take this to overtime. He's not going to be able to do it. G2, hold on. What a great end to that map. Went back and forth all the way down to the wire there. G2